Let's go. Let's get what it is. Oh, I thought you had come in and out. Anyway, I saw your screen. I thought it blacked out for a second. We back at it again. The boy Cinko with my bros, Harv, Big Harv, and J-Bo himself, Jalen.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
J-Bo was having
How y'all doing today? This is Know the Ropes podcast. We are on the second episode.
Baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the strategy of our podcast, what y'all gonna start picking up on, is basically so we give ourselves a 2-week break because these two individuals have a life to, a couple lives to take care of here and there. While me on the other hand, out here,
out here doing family work.
Exactly. So while they being fathers and husbands and stuff, I'm just out here, doing all the unnecessary.
I'm Mr. Lonely.
Doing the loner work over here. So yeah. But we gonna get into it though, because we've had a couple of good shows during these past 2 weeks, along with our NXT show with In Your House, and also with our shows with Backlash that happened this past Sunday. Now we're gonna get started. Backlash, we're gonna just do like a review over what y'all thought about it, and we're just gonna go from there. So, J-Bo, we're gonna start with you first. What did you think about Backlash?
Backlash was cool. It just that they shot themselves in the foot when they already named the main event the greatest wrestling match ever weeks in advance. So it was kind of hard for me to take the overall show seriously. I thought it was fine. Of course, the lack of people is still hindering the shows, but thought it was all right. I'll give my specific critiques after Harv give his.
Yeah.
Not to be very specific, but I feel like it was very average. It was an average show. I feel like the main event was pretty top notch. I'm not gonna lie. I had my own reservations about it with Edge. Edge, one of my guys, man. I feel like when you retire, you really should stay retired for your health.
Yes.
But he's been able to keep up pretty well, even though he did sustain an injury. He did put on a top-notch match. He put on a top-notch match, So as far as that goes, it was very good. Most of the other matches, overwhelmingly, it was average.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so with that, the whole thing with Backlash and everything, because you saw that they're still trying to push in an audience for them. So they gave them a little bit of crowd for this pay-per-view.
Right.
They gave them a little pop. So do you think that with, was it the greatest wrestling match ever? That's what it was called. Do you think a crowd would have made a difference with that match or not?
Oh, definitely.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, even in WWE, they knew it would have made it better. That's why they put that background audio in there as well to try to force a crowd. So yeah, a crowd would have made it so much better.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like that's another thing, like we talked about last time. People's moments are being missed because of the lack of a crowd. Like Edge being back, nobody has really been able to feel that impact properly.
That magic,
since he came back. Like Edge is the charisma, him and Orton, especially him and Orton together, all that history that they have, all that fire they have, is like, it's kind of being wasted right now. It was a great match, but it's still being wasted on the fact that nobody's around to actually experience it, and the crowd can't really interact,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, because I saw that y'all basically weren't too impressed with the overall pay-per-view and everything. I see you say average at best, if that. I wanted to give a brief take of what y'all thought about with some of the pay-per-views that they've been going on lately, since there's been no fans, no crowd, and they're just doing everything at the Performance Center. I gotta say, I gotta tip my hat off to the production team of the WWE. They did crazy, because all these special matches that they're doing cinematic extra graphics with and editing and everything for them with.
If they haven't got a raise, you damn right. You damn right they deserve a raise if they haven't already got one. You damn right, man.
I definitely got to tip off them because they doing it out there. But other than that, we're gonna do like this quick grading of the different matches, so we have to go into heavy detail and everything because we already know what we'll think of it. So, McIntyre versus Lashley, what would you give it?
I give that a strong B+. And the only reason why is that Drew McIntyre, he's putting on WWE Championship main events. Like he had one with Lashley, he had one with Seth Rollins. Like I am loving where this is going. Plus, they both look strong at the end of the match. Neither one of them look weaker or stronger than the other. So I give that a strong B+, A- on a good day.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a solid B. I agree with most of what you said, man. But given what it led up to on Raw, and the fact that it never should have happened in the first place, and the fact that the payoff isn't really the same without Rusev being there.
That's right.
The moment is kind of lost on me. You know, it's like because it started from a certain place and it shifted to where it is now.
Mm-hmm.
But it just lost some of it. It was never really a good program. We all know that.
Right.
But it lost a lot of its weight. It lost a lot of its weight. So I think a solid B is fair. It was a good match. It wasn't incredible.
Right.
It was good. I'm loving MVP. My guy. And you said that last time too. J-Bo. He's excelling. He's doing a lot. He's matured as a performer. He's matured.
All right, cool. Next match. Strowman versus Miz and Morrison.
J Harv, you start this one.
You don't like it.
It was okay. Average again. That one I'd give it a C. I'd give that one a solid C. Maybe C+. I expect more from Miz and Morrison. But yeah, it wasn't as good as I'd hoped or I'd expected. I feel like Strowman, again, his title reign is being wasted. He doesn't really have many people to compete against, one-on-one. They have to put him in these gimmicky situations to actually make it entertaining, and it diminishes them too. Miz and Morrison. Miz, I don't understand why he hasn't gotten another title reign. I honestly don't. Morrison's a great performer. I wouldn't say he's as top as Miz, but he is a great performer. But I feel like overall it was average from everybody.
Okay.
I second that. I mean, honestly, the chemistry between all three competitors, it just wasn't working for me. Overall, with Strowman as a champion, to me, I think he would be better off as a heel. Because honestly, his most intimidating moments was him as a heel. And so having him as a face, going into the ring with this goofy Miz and Morrison, hey, yeah, it's ho. It was not working the entire time. Not only could the match not give him the time it has, but even with what they had, it just wasn't clicking for me. So C, maybe C- in my opinion.
Okay, cool. Next match we got. Let's see. We're gonna go with the Oscar and Nia Jax, even though that ended in a double count out.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I'll go with C+ again. And the main reason why is that Nia, I don't know, I like Nia, but it just lately I just haven't been seeing it from Nia like she used to back when she came out. I've always liked Oscar. I don't know how I feel yet about the whole, green, even though she had it for a minute. I still don't know how I feel. But with her and with Nia still not being that dominant person, that intimidating person that she used to be, them putting together, then you made it a double count now, which means the storyline could now continue. I'm just not with it.
Cool.
Very similar. Again, I mean, I think we're just logical. I think is what it is. We're really really big fans of the product overall, and we were all excited for Oscar. her first year and a half. Yeah, whatever, man. First year and a half, she did exactly what she was supposed to do. She was dominant. She was exciting. She was for someone that can't speak English very well. She was very charismatic. She had the crowd behind her, and that all ended at WrestleMania, as we all know. And ever since then, she's been struggling. They gave her the title. It's proxy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gave her the title because somebody else couldn't compete. And that's
like, here you go, I'll take it.
Yeah, here you go. I guess you can have it now. You know, she had plenty of opportunities to actually win it and have a moment, and they screwed her out of that. So as far as the match goes, like you said with Nia, y'all know I love Nia. You know I love Miss Nia Jax now.
We know you do.
Lazy. Very lazy.
We can't say on this podcast.
She put a lot of work in. She's put a lot of work in the past, and for her to come out and her performance, it was lazy. And I feel, again, coming back to the crowd not being there, they don't really have the same incentive. Like, a lot of people who got into WWE were in it because of the adrenaline they get from being in front of people, from making people cheer and making people, laugh and enjoy the energy that they're giving off. And I feel like some of them aren't able to perform the way that they should because of that, because they're missing that.
Right.
Oh, next match we got, which was in my mind kind of disrespectful because he got title Apollo versus Andrade. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not a fan of Andrade for real, but he's a good wrestler. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, you know how I feel about people that can actually wrestle, not entertain. So, opinion on the match.
What y'all think? Well, so with a thing with Andrade, when he came out in NXT, I wasn't too much of a fan with him, and it was shocking when he won the NXT title, but he grew on me as he was becoming champion. He had a very boring United States Championship reign, so the fact that he was able to give it to Apollo, great. I don't know. I give the match maybe a C+. Apollo, he's just doing it every week.
Yeah,
I'm loving the work he's putting in it. Yeah, like C. Yeah, C+. Yeah.
All right.
I'll give it about a C+ as well. About a C+. Same thing. Apollo's doing really well. I'm always disappointed at how they do Andrade. I notice you don't like him, Sam. But I followed him down when he was wrestling in Mexico, and also the stuff he did in New Japan. I'm a big New Japan fan. And he's incredible, dude. He's incredible. He's a great wrestler. He's absolutely great. And I don't understand why they broke up him and no, we ain't doing that. Him and Angel. They broke them up on Raw, as we saw, and I just feel like they bring these people together. They have so many avenues they can use with them, and they always screw themselves up. And so that's over already. That's my biggest complaint about it, is that it leads to nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So average. Average. The match wrestling wasn't as good as it could have been, but yeah, very average.
Yeah.
All right. Sheamus versus Hardy.
All right, I'm gonna have to give this one a B-. B. I was surprised at how good this match was. I was not looking too much for it, mainly because Jeff Hardy, he's getting up there, in age and ring rust. But him and Sheamus really put on an entertaining match. Sheamus, he's been great the entire time since he came back, so I had no complaints with him. But yeah, a strong B in my opinion. Strong B.
Go ahead and give your opinion on one, Sam. Give me a second, man. I'm refilling over here.
Don't forget to take a break.
Go ahead and get you some, son.
All right, so I was a moderator, so I was asking. But, let's see. Sheamus versus Hardy. That was actually a decent match. It was probably top 3 out of the whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah, top 3. And it's number 3. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I give it, y'all don't like my ratings, but, yeah, I give it a B.
Okay, no, we get it.
Yeah, so I ain't like the outcome because Hardy ain't won a pay-per-view match in 2 years, but, teach his own, I'm indifferent, but, hey, it was a good match altogether.
I will say I feel like they've beat his addiction into the storyline to death.
Yeah.
That
I'm like,
he's
can y'all
we
like
know
back off
we
of
know
like
he's fucked up. We know he's
right?
fucked up. You know, he's human. He has his issues. And
Yeah.
just like they did with one of the Road Warriors back in the day, man. I don't feel like it helps. You know, they
Right.
they put it in and then they still make him a baby face with it. You know, they still try to make him positive because he's fighting addiction and all that. But at the same time,
Exactly.
he's not winning that fight. He's not fighting very hard. So maybe they should go ahead and play him off as a heel or do something different with it, man. Like, come on, man. He's choosing his path. You know, we know what he's on. You know, Sheamus, and they're both always really good performers. You know they're gonna put on a good match. At least good, if not great. So I agree. It was better than it had any right to be.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. And I say the best for last. Jay Hart's favorite title, the women's tag team title, triple threat match.
Come on, man.
Bailey and Sasha.
Get it out of there. Get rid of it. We don't need it.
Alexis Bliss and Nikki Cross and the Iconics featuring Billy Kay. Let's go.
Billy Kay. Billy Kay. That's your girl.
All that matters.
Yeah.
So, opinion on that match.
Jay Harv, you start.
Think first.
He about to give us C minus.
I feel like triple threat tag team matches are hard to pull off.
They're weird.
They're really weird.
They're really weird.
And
I think tag team match should just be between a tag team
given
match.
Given it that handicap, I'd give it an average. A C grade. As I said, the pay per view was pretty average. It was average. It was okay.
Right.
You know how I feel. They need to just get rid of the title.
So, yeah.
Find them something else to do, man. It's pointless. It's trash. It's terrible. Get it out of here. Get it out of here.
Jeez. All right, I give it a C minus, and they're lucky I don't give it a D plus. The reason why is because there was no build up. For example, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Iconics. The only reason why they got the tag team championship match is because they are pretty much the only female tag teams that are there. So by default, they get a championship opportunity.
Get rid of it. It's pointless. He ain't got no tag team.
It got down to the point where literally the one of the two main women's champions is one half of the women's champion because of the lack of tag team. And plus the match was messy. I like triple threat tag team matches. Yes, it's weird, but Usos put it off before. The New Days put it off before. Like, it can be good. But in this scenario, it was just a train wreck altogether.
Sloppy.
So, sloppy, yeah.
Yeah,
so, right. Yeah, moving on from Backlash, though. So, it's been a number of things going on with, the WWE so far, with a lot of controversies. People are still getting let go to this day with furloughs or firing or things of that nature. But one position change that probably caught a number of people by surprise was Paul Heyman getting removed from the storyline team, pretty much, basically.
Got removed from running Raw. He's not running
right.
Raw no more.
He's
just
now
an on-air personality again.
He is now a talent. And with that, how do you feel the shows are going to go now?
Downhill.
Downhill. Yeah. But to be honest with you, I'm not too worried. And the reason why is that Paul Heyman, he's never been a yes man for Vince. He never has and he never will. He's always been on
like each other.
Right. But I mean, take a look at who took his role. It was Vince Russo. How many times was Vince Russo fired and brought back? So it could be the same thing with Paul Heyman. So you'll definitely notice the difference. But once Vince starts seeing the ratings start, cracking his neck, I think Paul Heyman will get involved heavily again in the future.
Right. I do think he'll be a writer again in the future. I don't think he'll be on the head again. I feel like Vince did that because he was desperate. even though Paul is, I feel like he can tell a better story than than most of the people on that writing staff, and that he deserves to
easily.
be head of the writing staff, especially if
Mm-hmm.
he's willing to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't like the decision. It's not surprising, like you said, J Bo. It's not surprising at all. You know, they've never really been friends.
Right.
I feel like Vince uses Paul as a means to an end. That's really all it is. He know what he's good at. He know what he can get out of him. So
That's
he
right.
can use him as he pleases. And Paul gonna take the money. And
Yep.
you know. So,
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
Me personally, I think at this point, I think it's just like, I don't know. I feel like Vince just don't care no more.
No,
It's just like,
no, he doesn't.
no, it's just he just don't care no
He
more.
like
He
he
just
don't.
saying,
He doesn't have a crowd.
right.
He can't gauge his audience. He can't tell how a storyline is going based off of choreographed audience. Yeah, he doesn't care anymore. So he's just going to keep making moves, changing storylines, adding things that's unnecessary because he's like, well, there's no payoff at the end, so why should we care? Shoot, in that case, let's just give Otis the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Man, and I've said that before. They just they're literally throwing shit at the wall to see what
I love that one. I love
it.
to throw that one in together.
That's it.
Okay. And they brought back Tucker, so I'm happy for him too, because he was becoming an afterthought.
That's true. I'm happy they brought him
he's
back.
still an afterthought. I mean, he's never going
He
to
is,
be
but I
on the
mean,
same
but
level as
they brought him back again though. But it's okay though, because
you
the
know,
entertainment's always
all
on
it's
top.
gonna lead to, just like they just did with Andrade and Garza.
No,
they gonna break it. You know they gonna break him up.
No,
Tucker
they're
finna get jealous. Tucker finna get hella jealous.
They're not gonna break them up because
he looked like a poor man's what's his name? Lance Cade, was that his name? Remember Lance Cade, Trevor Murdoch?
Yeah.
This is 2.0. That's who this is, 2.0. And he gonna get jealous. He gonna start rocking the cowboy hat and the vest.
They not breaking
He gonna beat the hell out of Otis. And that's they gonna have him. He's just gonna be another generic heel that don't. He ain't gonna do nothing, but
and fall off. He'll be wrestling on WWE main events, every week, and then he'll just fall off out there. Yep.
He gonna ride Otis for a while, ride that wave with Otis, and then he gonna fall off. That's how it happens. That's how it happens.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that's what's gonna happen, but it is what it is, though. Yeah, so it's all good. But besides those things that are going on, we have a lot of unrest still going on within the world from last time we discussed. The whole,
of course,
our movement with Black Lives Matter is still going on till this day, and it's not going to end anytime soon, as we can see. And with our whole culture within the wrestling industry, we play a very small percentage within the business.
Mm-hmm.
Of people of color that wrestle, and sometimes we see it. People either miss opportunities, get mistreated, get put over. We've seen it plenty of times, disrespected on occasions, especially in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
with this whole thing. So with that, we kind of made a difference when we saw Kofi become champion. Mm-hmm. Now, when that happened, do you see any more promise within our future within the wrestling industry as in person of color?
Well, as long as Vince McMahon don't really care about what the heck is going on here on this show, I can see it from that angle.
Yeah.
When it doesn't really matter. I feel like Big E definitely deserves a shot, and I feel like he can take and excel with either of the titles, really. Mm-hmm. I feel like him. I feel like Lashley still can.
Oh man, it sounds like a wrestling match going on in your house right
Pause. What happened? What happened? Yeah, we back.
We got some technical difficulties, everybody.
I'm a father. I have children. I have boys. That's gonna happen.
I get it.
Three boys is gonna happen. So I forgot. Was I talking? Was it me?
Yeah, you were talking.
Yep. Yeah, that was you.
Where was I at?
Dropping
What
my
was
place.
it?
You talking about Big E?
Okay, yeah, Big E. Yeah, I feel like he's at a place where he deserves it and that he could excel with it. I feel like Lashley could as well, despite his age. He's in excellent shape and he still puts on great matches. Big E has always put on great matches. I feel like he needs to turn heel. I know y'all don't want New Day to break up, but he needs to turn heel.
Yeah,
He needs
I
to bring
agree.
back that little gimmick he had in NXT where he was pinning folks for the 5 count. The 5 count. He needs to palm him. He needs to put him down. That's what we need to happen. That's how I
Yeah.
feel about him.
That's
I feel like Lashley and Brock Lesnar would tear the house down if they gave that one good go. I do feel like that should happen. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I do feel like it would happen. And I feel like, of course, Kofi should get another reign, a couple more reigns to be real. But go ahead, J-Bo.
J Harv, I'm gonna piggyback off what you said with Bobby Lashley and Lesnar. Like I'm a Lashley fan. I've always been a Lashley fan, but I can just see the beautiful storyline between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar and MVP and Paul Heyman doing all the mic work. That is just
MVP is killing it right now.
Man,
killing it. I agree.
You think he's doing better than Leo Rush?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So stop it.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Sure?
but yeah, like going back to the question of often, like, do we see more changes? Like in the Bobby Lashley MVP example, or even in the Big E going heel, like there's money in that. I think the overall is not Vincing, the color aspect, which he should, but if we wanted to have them, Vince got to see the money in it. And there is money in it. You just got to show it.
Right.
Vince needs to just relinquish control. Once he's given up control, I think a lot more diverse range of wrestlers will get opportunities. I feel like the perfect Xavier Woods would make the perfect mouthpiece for Big E. It ain't that Big E can't talk. I feel like Xavier Woods is just like he's Paul Heyman. Like if you follow him on Instagram, he's Paul Heyman-esque with his words. He can kill a promo. I feel like he should really. They should break apart from. They should use Kofi to catapult Big E. They really should.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. Velveteen Dream. He'll never. I don't think he'll ever get the opportunity.
Man,
but he absolutely deserves the opportunity.
Did you think he was gonna be Adam Cole?
Big WWE is gonna work. What's up?
Did you think he was gonna be Adam Cole?
No, of course not.
No, and then especially like when I saw them coming out in the custom-made cars and everything with the production, I'm like,
Adam Lambo.
He came out in the yellow Lambo. But I knew Adam Cole was walking out of there with the championship. Now, if they played it up to her like it was an actual in-ring match, it was the main event, then I may have, thought the other way. But just from how they set it up, no, there was no way.
Right.
Oh, dang. Well, I don't know. I don't agree with breaking up New Day because that's just merchandise sales going to waste. They already not getting any money.
It is.
And like
I predicted it like 4 or 5 years ago, so it's coming. It's coming now.
I doubt it because that's gonna be the end of their podcast. It's the end of New Day with a merchandise, cereal, lunch boxes, all that, everything. Like you really gonna take away their revenue just because you want Big E to do a heel turn.
Eventually.
I don't know what eventually gonna be.
It's gonna have to happen eventually.
Well,
it's gonna have to happen eventually. I feel.
I honestly see it because if you a top 3 seller in the WWE, they're not breaking that up at all.
Well, I do still see them breaking up eventually. Like for example, if you looked at Crime Time was money. Crime Time made Vince a little money.
Wait, hold on, Tom. You just compared Crime. Rest in peace, Chad. But yeah, you just compared Crime Time.
No, you
R.I.P. R.I.P. Shaq got before you get too disrespectful, Sam.
Right. R.I.P. They all black. I respect. I know. Bless his soul, he's a hero. But y'all really
you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
No,
To
you're
be
right.
real though, because of the time frame, they didn't get the opportunities they deserved. They won a tournament. I'll never forget it. They won a tournament
Yep.
to be #1 contenders and never got the shot at the titles. Never got it.
I heard they were
I'll
sloppy
never forget
wrestlers too.
They were pretty sloppy. I'm not gonna lie. And they didn't get the opportunity.
There might be a reason why.
That might be. You're right.
Yeah.
I can't reach too far just because they brothers.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Shaq Gaspar.
Right, R.I.P. Rest in peace, my brother. But yeah, I can't believe Jalen just did that, compared them to New Day. That was kind of messed up. All right, so piggybacking off of the Black Lives Matter movement, like I said, we're talking about opportunities. So with that, in occasions, there definitely is a sense of, I guess you could say, racism within the business. We've seen on Instant Times. We've seen the King make some slick remarks here and there on his commentary in the past. Seen Vince McMahon say the
Mr. Drip
N-word.
himself, Ric Flair. Ric Flair has said some stuff, all right?
The culture vulture,
especially
Hulk
when
Hogan
it comes to
like
stuff. When it comes to Hulk Hogan, when it comes to like the elders, the older black wrestling community,
Vince McMahon said "my nigga" to John Cena in front of Booker T.
In front of Booker T. And man,
exactly.
I lost a lot of respect for Booker T over the years just based on his comments, especially when it comes to Black Lives Matter and organizations such as that. Like, I don't too much agree with it being monetized with Black Lives Matter, but the statement that it's supposed to be making for one of the most foremost black wrestlers to come out and say some of the stuff he says. He's like the ultimate Uncle Tom in the business to me. He really is. I'm very disappointed in Booker T.
I mean, like with him, this, I don't know. I can't really say much about it because about his past life, growing up and everything, in and out of jail. So he probably
he been to jail. Like, come on, man.
Right.
He from the South. I know you didn't experience.
I'm not speaking for him. But
I know you have.
Mine. So he probably like, man, I ain't trying to mess up and say anything more. He trying to do everything to keep his
I know that's
good.
what it is. It's the payday.
Yeah.
It's the payday.
Right. Because ain't no way in world I will agree to allow or confirm another man say my nigga in front of me and he so like
not a white man
on live television in front of
pay-per-view, bro. On a pay-per-view, bro.
Everybody in the crowd probably was just saying themselves
when
too.
you got in trouble for calling Hulk Hogan a nigga. You did.
Right.
You got. How you get in trouble for saying it and Vince did? How that happened, Book? Come on, Book. Come on, Book.
Yeah, man. And also, one more thing. Your opinion about what's that dude? Jackson, whatever his name is.
Jackson, right?
New tag team. Yes. With his past tweets about everything, well, there's been a number of wrestlers that got like some past versus tweets that we found, and so like I said, just like it's all within the business, and like, is it gonna go away completely? No, it's not.
No,
never.
But the thing about it, like, it's been some improvement because now we're not being held down for the color of our skin to get opportunities within this business. Because we've seen the tag team titles flourish by African American tag teams. We've seen a black WWE champion finally. We have a black United States champion now. We have I guess you want to count it, a black 24/7 champion now.
Yeah.
Is that
40 plus
champion? Right.
I just feel like we can't be stagnant with that. Like, we can't be okay with the fact that we've had one champion. And that we have, a couple tag teams that sell, like they're there because they sell. They're not
right,
and they're skilled. They're gonna put on the matches.
They
couldn't
skilled.
put on the matches. So that I just want to make sure we're not just okay with that one person getting his opportunity when there are others. Like I said, Big E, even though he's old, Lashley.
Hopefully there was more than one.
R-Truth was over the hump, but back when R-Truth was beefing with John Cena, Our Truth was
oh my God,
when he was beating John Cena. Like, come on, dog.
Right. Yeah.
He was cold, man. So, like, I just want to make sure that we're not just, you know, sitting there and like, okay, Kofi got it, so we can shut up. Everybody deserves it.
Yeah.
You know, Sasha got it, so we should shut up. You know, everybody who is good enough deserves. I'm all about the skill. If you can do it, you deserve it. That's how I feel about it. Latino wrestlers, all of them. They don't matter who it is.
Yep. I get it.
Cool. So, look, we probably run out of time, man. So we about to go into our lightning round. And since Jay Harv doesn't like triple threats, we're gonna go into triple threat choices. Are you ready for it?
What? Triple
choices.
Man.
Yeah,
right.
you got to pick between the three. All right. You ready?
Let's go. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right. Tag teams: New Day, Usos, Street Profits.
Usos, man. Usos.
New Day. I love the Usos, but if it's a triple threat, New Day taking that one.
Look, man, I choose Usos just because, like, back, I forget which year it was, the WWE game came out and didn't have them on the roster, and they were the tag team champions. That's why I choose New Day. That's why I choose Usos. They deserve that. All right.
Cool.
They got a cold gimmick too. They got a cold gimmick.
Next one we got. Let's see. Booker T, Ron Simmons, Kofi Kingston.
Booker.
Damn. I'm gonna go with Kofi. I'm gonna give Kofi love.
I'm picking Booker T.
Go with Booker.
My favorite wrestler. I ain't got no choice. Got another one. This is gonna be interesting.
You know.
Naomi, Bianca Belair for Jazz.
Ah, dang, man.
Yeah.
Naomi with the high flying springboards for the one. Naomi, I'm gonna give it to her.
I'm gonna go with Bianca because she's a hybrid. She's multifaceted. She can get them from every, moveset.
She can, and she got that long ass braid she uses as a whip.
Yeah. I'm going with Jazz because she was
man, Jazz
hardcore. Like, if you want like one of the first hard hitting women wrestlers in the business, Jazz, that was her.
She was
real good. Yeah,
Jazz should have fought some brothers. She should have fought some wrestlers.
He should have been a cruiserweight champion like Jacqueline. She should.
Yeah, she should have fought some men. She definitely should.
Man.
Okay, let's see. Okay, we got one for the cruiserweights. We got Leo Rush, we got Cedric Alexander, and we got what's that dude's name? Swerve? Scott, yeah.
Oh, Scott, yeah, Cedric. Cedric easy. Yeah.
Cedric, yeah.
Cedric is easy. Now, once again, I'm not taking anything away from Leo, or I'm not taking anything from Isaiah, but you're talking about, I don't know, like going into a triple threat and winning decisively, Cedric is going to take that one. Leo
he still don't get the love he deserves.
Who?
Cedric. From the very first cruiserweight classic, when the crowd was chanting "sign him" when he wasn't even signed to WWE, he has not been given the opportunity that he deserves to shine. Like, that's probably, honestly, pound for pound, the best wrestler, black wrestler, whatever, on the planet. He can do everything. That dude is incredible. He is an incredible wrestler.
If you take Cedric and put him into the ring and give him like legitimate match time with some of the main event guys like Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, he's going to put on much better matches than Isaiah or Leo. Not taking anything from them, but you're talking about great matches and winning. Cedric is the guy to go with.
Leo just trying to get his rap career off the ground. We know that.
But we ain't gonna talk about
on the ground for a minute.
We know that.
Oh, no, we know that. My bad.
We ain't gonna talk about
that. Leo.
No.
I will support you, man, but you dyed your hair blue. I'm sorry, I can't get with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, shoot, that's all the time we have before we get caught off on this Zoom conference call. But this is the Know Your Ropes podcast. You live with Cinko, Big Harv, J-Bo, Jalen.
Big Harv, baby.
We'll see y'all in a couple weeks, man.
See ya.
Peace.
Yeah. Said I'm about to bring it back to the block. Like my pocket holds a packet full of rocks, and I'm packing me a and my quick is the most hazardous of flocks that you couldn't count. A steady counting numbers from the record.